Hello, I'm Mr. Tie-Dye, and in today's video we're going to go back to basics. I've had some requests for people to start back at the beginning, so today I'm going to show you how I mixed soda ash. And I have a couple different methods. If you're doing just a little bit of soda ash, a little bit of tie-dye, then a gallon-sized jug is going to be just perfect for you. And what I do for that, you're going to use 1 gallon of water for 1 cup of soda ash. What I've done is I've taken this cup here and I've made a mark on the inside so I know that that's 1 cup of soda ash. And I filled this gallon jug most of the way full with hot water. I find that hot water helps dissolve the soda ash faster, so that's what I'm going to use. The other thing to remember when you're mixing soda ash is that you need to start shaking or agitating the water as soon as you add the soda ash to it. Because otherwise, and I've learned this from personal experience, I dumped soda ash in, got a phone call, walked away. Anyways, it turned into a big hard chunk at the bottom of my container, and no matter how hard, how much I shook, it did not want to break that chunk up. So, as soon as you dump the soda ash in, you need to put the lid on, start shaking, or I'll show you the other method with mixing with a hand mixer in a bucket. So, to start with, I got my 1 gallon water, I got my 1 cup of soda ash. And the other thing, soda ash is toxic. The dust is really fine particles, so I recommend using a face mask. I use this here to measure stuff out. I'm going to skip it while I pour in just because you guys won't be able to hear me talk. So anyways, but yes, please get a nice face mask. This is good for mixing soda ash and for mixing your dyes. And I think I got mine from Dharma. So anyways, that's that. So for just a 1 gallon jug of soda ash, you're going to pour it in, and like I say, if you pre-mix it, then you can pour it in quite quickly and get to shaking it before it solidifies. And I'm just shaking the funnel to keep the soda ash moving down in there. Once I get it in, I'm going to put the lid on and start shaking. And it doesn't take very long to get it. You can usually hold it up to the light, and you can see I got a couple more chunks left in there. So I'll keep shaking this up, and I'll come back in a second. Okay, all the soda ash is dissolved now, so I've finished filling it up with just regular water. And now for soaking your t-shirts, you can just put them in just a dish pan. I can pick up one of these at the shopping center or whatever for a couple bucks, and it's just perfect. And the soda ash is something that can be reused, so once you get done soaking your t-shirt, I say we'll pour just enough in there. It's also recommended, if you're going to put your hands into the soda ash, that you wear gloves. So the soda ash can definitely dry your hands out, and people have developed allergic reactions to it, so it's always advisable to glove up if you're going to be handling soda ash. So I just kind of squish the t-shirt around in there. Main thing you want to make sure is that the soda ash gets all the way through the t-shirt. Sometimes you can put a t-shirt in, just pour water over it, soda ash over it, let it sit, squeeze it out, and there'll be little dry spots where the soda ash didn't soak into the shirt. So I always like to kind of squeeze it around in here just to make sure that I get all of that. And then if you hold it up to the light, you can see whether you have any of those dry spots. I like to soak mine for a minimum of 20 minutes. You can soak longer, but 20 minutes seems to be a good number. When I'm done soaking it, what I'll do, if I'm doing just a couple like this here in a bucket, is wring them out by hand really good, and then I'll put them in the washer on the spin cycle. And one thing about the spin cycle is you want to make sure that you don't have water that spits out while you're doing the spinning, or that's going to dilute your soda ash. So if your washer spits water during the spin cycle, you'll need to turn that off so that it doesn't dilute it. But then when you're all done, you can take this soda ash and pour it back in the same gallon-sized jug and put a lid on that and save it for your next time. Soda ash isn't going to go, I mean, maybe eventually over time it might go bad, but if you're doing a little bit of tie-dye here and there, this here's going to last you for a while, and I just put a lid on it and store that up. Okay, So now if you're doing a lot of tie-dye and you need more than just a gallon of soda ash, then I have my big 5-gallon bucket. And what I've done is I've marked on here the 3-gallon mark, and then I have another thing, I've measured it out for 3 cups. So I got 3 cups of soda ash in here. And then I have a hand mixer. These things are about 30 bucks on Amazon, and I've gone through a bunch of them, but they last me a couple of years when I use them for mixing dye, and when I get a new one for dye, then I'll move the other old one over for soda ash. So for this, I usually will put that right in the water, get it all set, so that when I dump my soda ash in, I can turn this right on and get things mixed up. And this doesn't take very long at all to mix the soda ash. So here we go. And like I say, this here has got hot water in it, so it's going to mix up pretty quickly. Much less labor intensive that way. And then you have a 3-gallon bucket of soda ash. And then you can soak your stuff right in here and do the same wringing process. Or what I happen to have is a couple wash machines dedicated to just soda ash. So I pour this into one wash machine, put my t-shirts in the other washer, and then I just turn it on spin cycle, and I have the hose from one washer into the other, and it fills that one up. I let everything soak, and then I spin it back out into the other washer, and I have shirts that I really didn't have to touch the soda ash much at all. Anyways, I'll repeat that. 1 gallon of water and 1 cup of soda ash, and I soak for 20 minutes. And the main thing is to not let the soda ash sit in the water too long before you start shaking or agitating, or it's going to turn into a big chunk. Thank you for watching. Please like and share my videos.